fury and force captured on video. Amid the chaos, this car caught out just meters from disaster.
Dude, stop! Stop! There's debris coming down at you, stop!
The US South and Midwest once again feeling the full force of a deadly weather system. Reports of more than 40 tornadoes were made across 6 US states on Friday. Like this one in Iowa, the tornado rapidly moves across open ground.
Oh man.
While others close in on cities and towns.
Wow, you can see it right there.
In Arkansas, more than 350,000 people were stranded as the coming tornado toppled vehicles and shredded rooftops in the state capital of Little Rock. At least one person is reported dead, with dozens more in the region hurt. In the city of Belvidere in Illinois, the roof of a theatre collapsed during a concert as winds hit 145 kilometers an hour outside. One person there has been killed, with at least 28 others injured.
Watch out for wires. Come on, you guys, follow me.
This latest superstorm follows just days after a deadly storm ripped through Mississippi, killing at least 25 people. More than 27 million people are tonight under a tornado watch in a weather system that stretches the entire length of the country, with experts warning the worst might be yet to come.
Crocodile or frog's legs might be on the more exotic side for meat eaters, but what about a prehistoric woolly mammoth? Well, an Australian company has created just that, unveiling the unlikely delicacy at an event in Amsterdam. For more, I'm joined by George Pepu, the co-founder and CEO. How did you create this mammoth meatball? I guess the bigger question is why?
No one's eaten it in about 10,000 years, and it was one of very, very few extinct species where we had access to a really high-quality genome. So what we were able to do is select a gene, which in this case is myoglobin, which is responsible for a lot of the colour and flavour of meat. We're able to take that and patch up a couple of little gaps with some elephant DNA, and then pop that into one of our cells, in this case some sheep, grow a whole heap of them, and then turn that into a really large meatball and take it over to the Netherlands and display it in a science museum for the whole world to see.
Is it actually edible?
It would be edible. In this case, we chose not to eat it, simply because no one's eaten mammoth myoglobin in around 10,000 years. And we're really focused on starting this conversation and talking to people like you about what we're doing, more so than trying a little bit of it first. So the first thing you'll see popping up on restaurant menus in places like Singapore, Australia, and the US from Vow in particular is going to be cultured quail. So we're producing that in commercial quantities. We're currently under assessment by the Australian food regulator, the US FDA, and the Singapore Food Agency at the moment. So you'll be seeing that on the market, hopefully in the very near future.
So why quail? Just a more upmarket product to put in restaurants? Or?
So we've worked across 50 different species, trying to understand what cells are easy to grow and also really tasty and nutritious. And quail was the first one that was both of those things, both easy to grow at a scale useful to sell, and also tasty and quite nutritious as well.
So what's next? We've got a mammoth meatball. Is there a T-Rex T-bone on the way, or
there's going to be lots of very, very weird and wacky things. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of this sort of crazy drops over the next couple of months. So if you want to follow along, hit us up online.
Shocked family members mourn for their loved ones, with women and children among the people killed during a stampede. It happened when hundreds of people gathered to collect food outside a factory in Karachi's industrial area. Every year, business people in Pakistan hand out cash and food during the holy month of Ramadan. The head of the Eddie Welfare Organization says efforts to control the large crowd made things worse.
Some people drowned in the nearby stream. Others were trampled underfoot.
Authorities claim they've already arrested several people in connection with the stampede. Relatives of the victims blame the government for negligence and inflation. The price of wheat flour has reached a record high in the open market.
There's no gas, no electricity, no water. Everything is so expensive, including rice and flour.
It's just the latest event in recent weeks where several people have been killed and injured at subsidized or free food distribution sites.
Now, in just the last 4 months, more than 1.7 million people in Thailand have needed hospital treatment for respiratory conditions caused by air pollution. The data from the Health Ministry throws a spotlight on the country's struggle with smog. In the last few days, a huge forest fire in the area has also been adding to all this trouble.
An entire mountain seemed ablaze. People here say it was sparked by lightning. Whatever the cause, hundreds of hectares of undeveloped mountain forest have been consumed. Firefighting vehicles were dispatched to battle the flames and have since been joined by helicopters. They say they have effective equipment. But the mountains are too steep to safely climb, so beyond letting the blaze run its course, the firefighters here have limited options.